Hello and welcome to this session. This is Professor Farhad. In this session, we're going to look at an example that deals with compilation and reviews. This is part of assurance services other than audit, in which we covered reviews and compilation. So in this session, we're going to find out what do we need to do under a compilation engagement, what are we required to do, and what are we required to do under a review engagement. So the SSARS contains several procedures that are required when engaged to perform a compilation or a review. Below are 10 statements right here that may or may not be relevant to a compilation or review. For each statement, indicate whether the procedures to be performed is a compilation or review, or it may not be applicable. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. At least you can try to do this on your own. Obtain a representation letter. 1. Is this a compilation? Is this a review? Or both or neither? Guess what? Engagement letter, you always want to get an engagement letter, whether it's a compilation, review, and of course if it's an audit, right? Engagement letter is a good practice and it's required actually. Even though it's not required, you always want to get an engagement letter. This way you spell out the understanding between you and the client. Understand the client industry and the nature of the client business. Do you need to have this for a compilation and a review? Either or, both? You need both. You need to understand, you need to have good understanding. Now, do you need to understand the business and the client as much as an audit? No, way less than an audit, but you need to understand the client and it's the nature of their business. Read the financial statements. Of course you want to read the financial statements for a review and for a compilation to make sure everything adds up. Mathematically, things make sense. Design and perform analytical procedures. Analytical procedures, compilation, no. Review, yes. Review, and for reviews, this is one of the main things that we do for a review, analytical procedures. So for sure, we do this for a review, but not for compilations. Make inquiries of management. Well, we do definitely for a review, but we could also do for a compilation, but to a lesser degree. So think for a compilation, yes, you might ask the client some questions, but to a lesser degree than a review. Because the main thing for a review are those two things: analytical procedures and inquiries. Perform test of control? None. We don't do test of control for either a compilation or a review. Assess fraud risk? No, we don't do any of we don't assess risk, not for a compilation, not a review. Obtain a representation letter from management? Not for a compilation. For a review you do, but not for a compilation. You don't need a representation letter because whatever they're giving you, part of the engagement is you are giving it back to them in form of a financial statement. You're not giving them any type of assurance. Okay, that's why you don't need a representation letter. Prepare documentation in sufficient detail to provide a clear understanding of the work performed. Of course you need to do so. You need to do so for a review. You need to do so for a compilation. Then you might have to add additional documentation to the report as a backup. It's required for both. It's a good practice. Think about it. Documentation is going to support your numbers. Issue a report that contains limited assurance about whether the accountant is aware of the need for material modification of the financial statement. Well, limited assurance, we don't provide any assurance whatsoever for engagement. We do provide this for engagement. So for engagement, you do provide limited assurance. For a compilation, there is no assurance. You're not providing any limited, positive, negative, nothing. No assurance for a compilation. That's why you don't need a representation letter. Okay? So hopefully this will kind of clarify the similarities and differences between a compilation engagement and a review engagement. If you have any questions, any comments, by all means email me or see me in class. And if you're studying for your CPA exam, always study hard, complete your homework, complete your quiz. Good luck with your studies.